One day, scientists from various fields, physics, chemistry, anthropology, and others, agreed to go on a joint expedition to test their knowledge in real-world conditions. They decided to travel from point A to point B, passing through forests, ravines, and hills. At first, everything went according to plan, but by evening, clouds had gathered. Dusk fell quickly, and soon they realized they were lost in the forest. Night descended. The air grew damp and cold. In the distance, through the tree branches, they suddenly noticed a flickering light. Relieved, the scientists made their way toward it. The light came from a small wooden cabin standing right in the middle of the forest. They knocked on the door and heard the sound of footsteps. An elderly man opened the door, his gaze warm and welcoming. "Please forgive us," one of the scientists said. "We're lost. May we spend the night here?" "Of course, come in," the old man said with a gentle smile. "I'll bring some tea." The house was simple but warm. In the corner, a cast-iron stove crackled peacefully, spreading cozy heat throughout the room. The scientists sat around it, grateful to have found shelter in such a remote place. After a while, the physicist, observing the stove, noted, "Interesting. The stove is raised slightly above the floor. Clearly, this man understands physics. This way, less heat escapes into the ground, and the room warms up faster." "Maybe, but I wouldn't jump to conclusions," the chemist replied. "It's more likely related to the distribution of heat flow, a matter of thermodynamics, clearly my domain." The anthropologist, listening to their debate, smiled slightly and said, "You both speak from a scientific point of view, but I take a broader perspective. Perhaps this man belongs to a culture where fire is revered as sacred. That's why he raised the stove, to keep the fire above the ground." They all fell silent for a moment. Then one of the scientists suggested, "Why don't we just ask the host himself?" When the old man returned with the tea, they asked him why he had installed the stove above the floor. The old man thought for a second, then smiled and replied, "Well, the chimney I had was too short, so I had to raise the stove to reach it." Hearing the old man's simple explanation, the scientists smiled. Moral of the story: not everything in life requires complicated explanations. Sometimes the reason lies not in theory, but in the most ordinary things, in what you simply have on hand.